You know, there's no desire, of course, on the part of Ukraine or NATO or the United States to threaten Russia or Russian territory. That's not the goal. Frankly, the Biden administration would like to be spending a lot more time, attention, and resources on the Indo-Pacific and China. You know, and I suspect Vladimir Putin knows that, as the Senator John McCain used to call him, the former KGB colonel, probably knows that. And it wouldn't have surprised me at all that during the call with President Biden, Putin might have suggested implicitly or explicitly, hey, Mr. President, you know, if you just kind of give us what we want in Ukraine, things will be calmer in Europe and you can focus elsewhere. But to paraphrase Winston Churchill, you know, sometimes feeding the crocodile in hopes that the crocodile will eat you last tends to leave the crocodile unsatisfied and is not a smart strategy. So I hope America stands by its principles here. When a beleaguered democracy is threatened by an authoritarian bully, I think our interests and values demand that our words and our actions stand with the beleaguered democracy.
And there are global security implications here, Brad. You and I know that. How much of a test is this moment for Biden's political leadership, and how closely, to your point about the global situation, how closely do you think Beijing and Tehran are watching developments?
I think this is a major test of the Biden administration, perhaps the leading foreign policy test that this administration has confronted. You know, I as a patriotic American, I've been critical of the Biden administration's decision in Afghanistan. I think that's an example where the administration tried to conduct diplomacy without what former and the late Secretary of State George Shultz called the shadow of power over the negotiating table. Putin understands that the correlation between military power and gains at the negotiating table, and that's exactly what, at a minimum, he's trying to do here. He's trying to coerce diplomatic concessions from the United States and Ukraine by building up roughly 100,000 combat troops to Ukraine's north, east, and even in Crimea, which, of course, Russia illegally invaded and annexed in 2014. So he understands the connection between diplomacy and military power. Yes. And yes, China's watching. Of course, China's watching. I've researched and published how we've seen growing military training exercises between China and Russia in recent years. The U.S. intelligence community assessed a couple of years ago that China and Russia are closer than they've been since the 1950s. So it's not wild thinking to envision a scenario where we could have conflict in Ukraine, additional conflict beyond what we've already seen. And then China perhaps says, you know, now's our moment to roll the dice in the Taiwan Strait. And that would be a nightmare scenario for the free world and for the United States.
Hi, I'm Emily Tan, and thanks for watching CNBC. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks for watching.